Well, if your child was born with a heart defect and you took Wellbutrin, we've got some interesting information for you today. I recently talked to Attorney Rick Piliponis at the Higgins Firm to learn more. Rick, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to talk about a medical issue right now. So this is when mothers have had a child who has a heart defect and they've been taking Wellbutrin. Tell us more about this and how they are related and how it could turn into a lawsuit.
Well, there are some studies that have linked, they're linking the early taking of Wellbutrin or Zyban or some of the other antidepressants in the early stages of pregnancy with heart defects in kids that are born to those mothers. So it can cause some sort of defect, and if it does, then that's where a lawsuit comes.
Right. So what types of defects are we talking about?
Well, you're talking, there's a couple of specific heart defects that they focus on. The main one is a narrowing of the main artery, the big artery from the heart. And that's the primary defect that studies have shown is related to, or can be related to, taking of those antidepressants.
Mm-hmm. And really the first thing mothers need to do is contact their doctor right away, right?
Absolutely. Anytime you have any kind of health problems or anything that you need a doctor to look at the child and have a doctor go in and examine, see what the prognosis is for the child, because I think, as we discussed before, you have certain defects. Kids are born with some nominal defects all the time, and when they are, a lot of times they'll just grow out of that defect, and it may be something that doesn't cause any real future problems, doesn't cause any real future treatment. But some of these types of defects, if there's a significant narrowing, if there are significant problems, then you're going to have to have some further treatment.
Exactly. Now, secondly, you say be sure to keep any prescription records you have. How is that going to help later on?
Keep your prescription records, keep all of your medical records. As best you can organize them. It's good to keep those, because ultimately that'll give a doctor something better to review everything. That's probably good advice for everybody, but specifically when you're dealing with someone who's got some injuries or some defect that you have to.
And next step, of course, contact a lawyer.
Sure. I mean, that's the only way to do it. And you have, as a child, if you get hurt, you don't have to bring any kind of lawsuit until you're an adult. However, parents are responsible for children's medical expenses early on in their life until they're adults. In order to preserve those rights, you've got to bring that within a year, within the statute that we have in Tennessee.
Right. Now talk more about time limits. Of course, the sooner the better.
Sooner the better. The sooner we can get something, the sooner we can get a doctor to look at it. We can have someone analyze what's going on and see if we can help, or if there's something we need to help.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Well, great advice. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
The Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee. Give them a call at 615-353-0930, or for more info and a link to their website, higginsfirm.com, just go to the More at Midday section of WSMV.com.